and gentlemen, here we are once again on episode 110. That's 110. And we're bringing you the Raw review, the second video in the lineup. That's right, if you guys haven't been keeping track, this is the second video of the week now. We start with the indie news, which just came out for you yesterday.
You can see that up the playlist.
Check it out in the playlist. And we'll tell you more about it at the end of the video. But we're reviewing Monday Night Raw just 24 hours before the brand split. 24 hours before the draft, and we got a lot going on. There's a championship match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, and Shane and Stephanie McMahon have to reveal who their general managers are going to be for Raw and Smackdown.
Yes. So
it's the last chance any of the superstars have to make an impression on Shane or Stephanie before the draft happens.
Yeah. So a couple of matches that didn't have a lot that happened in them. Baron Corbin beat Sin Cara with the End of Days. Go figure.
He messed up his mask.
Yeah.
I think he got ran off by Kalisto.
Well, yeah, Kalisto came out, he ran behind him, pulled him out, and then closed on him on the outside. We had Sasha and Becky Lynch versus Charlotte and Dana. This match went on for a little while until it kind of broke down. The referee was distracted for a second, and during that time we had Natalya run down and attack Becky Lynch. Referee turned around, saw that the attack was happening, therefore causing a disqualification. So Sasha and Becky win, but they ended up getting beat down.
Yeah, they didn't look like the winners because then after Becky was down, Charlotte and Dana Brooke were able to just beat up Sasha 2-on-1.
Yes. Then we had a couple of tag team matches. We had Rusev and Sheamus taking on Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler.
It's cool to see the Broskis. Together, teaming together.
Yeah, they're best friends behind the scenes. You know, they're actually getting a chance to team together, taking on the former League of Nations members. They were getting thrown around quite a bit, as per usual with the Dolph Ziggler match and a Zack Ryder match, to be completely honest. Tried to make a comeback towards the end, and they're doing pretty good. Zack Ryder ended up taking Sheamus out with a suicide clothesline over the top. They both go tumbling out to the outside. Dolph Ziggler is running through on Rusev for a little bit, but Rusev is able to. Rusev gets rolled up, kicks out, and as Ziggler comes back for an attack, he hangs him up on the top rope, hits the super kick to the back of the head, locks in the accolade, and Dolph Ziggler taps out.
Not looking to up the odds of Zack Ryder's chances winning at Battleground.
No. Another regular tag team match we had was Cesaro and Sami Zayn taking on Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. This is a match we've seen before, but they still kill it. It's still fun to watch.
Really, they're really playing up the fact that Owens and Zayn are going against each other at Battleground.
Yeah.
That being what is 99% their final fight at Battleground until one of them gets drafted back.
Yeah, Sami Zayn had a little promo saying that Battleground could be the last chance they get to really put him down, so and get on with his life. And then you got Jericho and you got Cesaro in there too. Lots of good moments. They even they really hit on the Zayn Owens thing. Is at one point they both got tagged in and both of them just immediately went straight to punching each other in the face. Cesaro was on point as per usual.
Cesaro is always on point.
Yes, but Cesaro and
it's true.
Cesaro and Owens end up on the outside. Jericho tries to roll up Sami Zayn, but then Sami Zayn actually turns that roll up into a small package and pins Chris Jericho. Cesaro and Sami Zayn pick up the win.
Yeah, it was a really hectic finish spot.
Yeah.
That ended in just a weird little.
It was.
That's the.
It had a moment that kind of threw it off because I saw what they were going for, but Owens actually ended up stopping the Cesaro swing, but timed it wrong and actually ended up running into Jericho. And I thought it would have been funny if he would have just bumped, and then maybe got up and tried to do it again. But because of the running in, and that's what was supposed to break it up, Cesaro ended up dropping the swing, and so yeah, it got a little flustered there, and then it turned into the roll up. And
that roll up thing though, that's the sound effect I would have given it because Jericho had the roll up on, and then they just went doo-doo.
Yeah, it was literally just rolled right over. And then we had a big 12-man tag team match.
Yes, which was prefaced with
the longest promo ever.
A 10-minute long promo.
At least.
First was Cena.
Yep.
And then he introduced Enzo and Cass because they're his partners at Battleground.
Yep.
That caused the club to come out, and they went back and forth with the club for a minute. The New Day came out. They got involved. They started listing Pokemon names.
Well, Big E started by talking about jerking off.
No, he said... He never said jerking off. He just called them jerks.
Speaking of jerks, I had a handful...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. Then the Wyatts came out, and then everyone was like, "Oh well, shit! Now we gotta get serious." This match was fun. I did the first part. I thought it was gonna end real soon. I thought they were just gonna like end up brawling, because they kept having these moments where the crowd was really into it. Every time somebody new got tagged in, we had the cool face-off between Cass and Braun.
Yeah, Braun Strowman's really upped his game over the last little while.
He's working on it. He's doing good.
Which is something we knew he needed to do because he wasn't...
He was the weak link of the Wyatt family.
Yeah, he was, despite the fact that he's supposed to be the big, strong, scary guy of the Wyatt family.
Well, and then I think him and Rowan both know they got to pick it up because they don't have
Luke Harper.
They don't have Harper there. So, but yeah, there was good moments from everyone.
There was a theme to the match, though.
What's that?
Beat up John Cena.
Well, yeah.
Because John Cena took the majority.
No, John Cena got his ass kicked.
He
was in the promo as the dad who doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, because he didn't get the how you doing.
And then for most of the match, he got his ass kicked until he got the hot tag to Cass. Cass starts going just crazy. Ends up the legal men at the end after this big dive spot. It was just fucking insane.
Yeah, Xavier Woods dove and took out all three members of the Wyatt family.
Yeah,
and the Wyatt family and the New Day brawled and decided that their brawl was more important, and they left.
Yeah.
They left. Yeah. Their brawl went to God knows where.
Yeah, so one 6-man tag went away, and we were left with the club versus what we're calling the You Can't CGs.
CBGBs.
CBGBs. We almost got a win for Enzo over AJ Styles, because Styles gets hit with this massive boot by Cass, and they start going for the Amore Missile, but then Gallows gets in and he ruins it, and then Anderson tries to get involved, and Cena was fucking out. Like, Cena didn't get...
Well, he got beat up most of the match. So.
Yeah.
He ended up getting back into the ring. Yeah, very staggering.
Yeah, he tried to go for a sneak attack on Styles while it was just Styles and Enzo, but instead Enzo went for a clothesline and Styles ducked, and so he clocked Cena in the face, and then Cena, I think, ended up actually getting dragged out by Anderson, and that left AJ to hit the Styles Clash on Enzo, and the club and the Wyatt family pick up the win. And then... I do believe that takes us to our big overarching storyline throughout the night, which led into our main event, that being the title match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. We opened up with Stephanie and Shane.
A 25-minute long promo segment.
Yes, very long. Still, I felt like this was kind of worth it because we are trying to plug the fact that, hey, SmackDown officially moves tomorrow. The draft is tomorrow, so that was the big selling point.
Yeah.
And other than the announcing of who the two GMs are, which we'll talk about in just a second, we find out that due to the success of the Cruiserweight Classic on the network, the Cruiserweight division will be an official staple of Monday Night Raw. So, are we getting
It was a staple of SmackDown.
Yes.
It was a primarily SmackDown thing when it was during the first draft period.
Yeah, because I think... Raw got the women's division, and SmackDown got the Cruiserweight division. So now the women's division is going to stay on both sides. The rules of the draft are a little weird. You can check them out on WWE.com, but
the only weird one to me is that
the number of draft picks.
The Raw versus SmackDown, which I understand. It's Raw's a longer show, so they're going to try and emphasize more talent.
Right. Raw gets 3, SmackDown gets 2. Tag teams are a unit unless one GM/commissioner decides that they want a specific person from a tag team. and 6 of the draft picks will come from the NXT roster.
Yeah, so that means we're officially bringing up 6 people from NXT to help pad the shows. Which, I mean, is a lot less than was being rumored when the initial first draft rumors
they were talking like there was going to be up to 20.
Yeah, no, they were saying that like the roster from NXT was going to be gutted and like starting fresh.
Yeah. But then as far as the announcing of who the GMs were, Stephanie starts it off by picking a very
surprise.
A very interesting pick. We kind of had our ideas of who it might be. And
and we had ideas. We had like an idea. I remember one of the episodes when we had Thomas here, is we talked about.
I think it was last week when we had Thomas.
We had the idea before they announced that Shane and Stephanie were the Raw and SmackDown people. When they had the idea of who could be the SmackDown general manager.
Right.
We had a lot of ideas that we threw out there.
And I think both of these names came up.
Absolutely. The interesting thing though is that. I don't think Stephanie's choice would have come up had we been discussing who would Stephanie McMahon pick.
Yeah, no, this is we expected, because she's playing heel, that she would pick someone with a heel persona to kind of, be her counterpart. Instead, she picked Mick Foley.
Yeah, which is a cool pick on her part because he is someone that has the leadership role experience before because he was commissioner during the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
Or the end of the Attitude Era, basically.
So it'll be Stephanie as the commissioner with her more on-screen partner being Mick Foley. So how is Shane McMahon going to combat the popularity of Mick Foley? How do you find someone who's going to get a bigger reaction than Mick Foley?
How do you pick someone that's going to be more over with the crowd than anyone else?
With one word.
Money.
No, that's Shane's one word. I was thinking of yes, because our centerpiece.
AJ Lee.
No, our centerpiece here on the rundown. It was Mr. Daniel Bryan will be the general manager of SmackDown.
That's going to be fun.
I'm so excited that they gave this spot to him. Everyone knew that his career got taken away from him way too early. And the fact that he gets to continue to be an on-screen character, he gets to interact with a lot of the people that maybe he wouldn't have gotten a chance to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just on a wrestling basis. And plus, we might get to revisit other things that other people that he has interacted with. So.
Yeah, no. The one thing I want to see tomorrow is him and Shane fighting over whether or not they should draft Kane to SmackDown.
Oh.
Because I would like to see Daniel Bryan as, I was tag team champions with him. He's a cool guy.
And Shane's he electrocuted my testicles and tombstone my mother. Very different situations as far as their interactions with Kane. But so throughout the night we had both Stephanie and Shane and Mick and Daniel all kind of going through and talking to different superstars.
We saw Breezango, Golden Truth, Apollo Crews,
Jack Swagger
with bleh.
I wasn't going to mention him. Big Show.
Kane was one of them.
Yeah, Big Show. Yeah, it looked like Daniel Bryan was a little worried when they were talking to Kane. He was just like, I don't know. And then eventually we had Daniel and Mick kind of talking about how they wanted to make sure that they had a good working relationship. They wanted the healthy competition between Raw and SmackDown, but both kind of like poking at each other at the same time.
Yeah, in the same way, they have a lot of similarities, but also, I am a little bit better than you.
Yeah.
I know I'm a little bit better than you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a friendly working relationship, but to be certain that there is going to be a level of competitiveness.
Yeah, there is
Mick and Daniel.
Yeah, there is healthy competition there.
They both got wives way out of their leagues.
Yep. Yeah, they did. So then, before we go into our main event, I did enjoy these two promos that we got from each competitor.
Yeah, Rollins came up first on the show with him in the empty arena before the show started.
Yeah, walking down the stairs like the Shield used to do, and talking about there were so many times that I could have just hit them from behind and
pushed them down the stairs.
I could have taken advantage right here, but I didn't. I used Dean Ambrose to take the beatings, and I used Roman Reigns to dish him out, and so it was just he was just kind of hitting on the fact that after tonight and after Battleground, he's going to prove that he is the best from the Shield. And then we got Dean Ambrose doing a Shield throwback promo where he actually talked into the handheld camera and talked about how we used to we came in here and we said you gotta pay attention. We're gonna change things around here, and we did. And then Rollins took that from us, and so now he thinks he's entitled, and Ambrose is planning on proving once again that he's just a scummy piece of trash. And I don't remember what he said about Roman Reigns because I'm not really paying that much attention to Roman Reigns right now. Let me go into our main event, which was great.
It was a stellar match.
I mean, it was pay-per-view worthy.
And it's, as a title match should be.
Yeah.
Even if it's on Raw. A World Championship match needs to be a big deal. I wish they would have more world title matches on TV.
I agree. And especially now, if they're going to be having 2 live shows, you'd think we could get one at least once every other week. Like, alternate shows. So, like, during a month we get 1 world title match on Raw, 1 world title match on Smackdown, and then a world title match at pay-per-view.
Yeah,
is that too much to ask?
Or, per se, because there's the talks that they're going to have the alternating brand pay-per-views.
Right.
Okay, so say this month the championship will be defended on the Raw pay-per-view, so at one point during the regular TV month, the title gets defended on SmackDown.
That'd be cool, too. It's a balance that, really makes us feel like the champion is working. Like, for Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, though, we can say that, these are 2 champions that will work both shows.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen them...
But with the way it's set, it seems like the champion will be drafted to one show. Because Dean Ambrose on the WWE.com rules of the draft is listed as WWE Champion Dean Ambrose as a male competitor eligible to be drafted.
That really worries me, because I don't want that second stupid fucking title. Please. Maybe that just means that he'll be exclusively a Raw or SmackDown guy if he loses the title.
Yeah.
Crossing my fingers for that one.
But yeah, back to the match. They had a fantastic match.
They had so many good false finishes in this match.
They went out to the Spanish announce table at one point.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose ripped up the table. The 2 commissioners and the 2 GMs were out there at ringside watching.
Yeah. Dean's table plan never came to full fruition.
No, they never actually used the table. But both of them kicking out of each other's finishers, which we both kind of went, uh-oh, when Rollins hit the pedigree.
Yeah.
Because I don't think either of us actually saw the dirty deeds happen. We were in conversation or something. But yeah, when the pedigree hit, we went, wait a second. And then Ambrose kicked out. We're like, oh, okay, well that was... But then they announced that Rollins had kicked out of the dirty deeds earlier in the match. But yeah, no, it was just... this is... Again, it's the feud that never gets old. We can enjoy... These 2 have such good... such a great ability to work off of each other and keep everything new every single time they face each other.
Including the finish.
Yeah. Finish, interesting.
That's one way to put it.
I haven't fully decided how I feel about it yet.
I have.
I'll probably decide tomorrow after we watch SmackDown.
I thought it was dumb.
Well, what happened was Seth Rollins hit a superplex on Dean Ambrose, but upon impact...
he hits the thing, and I think what he was going for is he was kicking his feet up to roll over because he does the superplex and then he'd roll back and pick him up and do the Falcon Arrow.
Yeah. So when he lifted his legs back, Ambrose took that initiative to latch on with both of them still with their shoulders down, a referee who had gotten knocked down counts the pin, and we don't know who the champion is. The referee never made the final decision because apparently he was too loopy to say, oh, no, that's who won. That's whose shoulders I saw down. Even though we had Shane and Stephanie and Mick and Daniel and Seth and Dean all asking him, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, and it's one of those things that Stephanie takes it upon herself as general manager or commissioner of Raw to then award Seth the championship.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's an official ruling.
Yeah.
But, of course, she's now, like, the head honcho of Raw, and it was on Raw, so it might come down to the fact that she just has the strings to pull on Raw.
Maybe this will be the first taste of issues between her and Mick. Maybe we'll have all 4 people out tomorrow during the draft, and then Dean will come up and say, okay, well, why Rollins' shoulders were down. Why did I lose the championship? And maybe we have Stephanie being the only one that says, well, Seth was pinning Ambrose, so he gets it. Maybe the other 3 disagree, and we get like a majority ruling. So Dean Ambrose technically walks into Battleground as champion.
Yeah, and what I don't get is just on so many occasions of draws happening, where if there's a time limit draw or a double countout or a double disqualification, the champion always walks away.
Yeah.
Still the champion.
So
this shouldn't be any different from the case. There shouldn't be any arguments over who would win because there was no winner.
Yeah.
It was a draw.
I think if anything, they should have ended with maybe a doctor or something checking on the referee and actually taking the referee away, and then leaving the 2 contenders plus the 4 authority figures all kind of fighting over who was actually champion.
Yeah, needless to say, if this ends up being the way they take the title off of Dean Ambrose, I will be a little bit more than just plain disappointed.
Yeah. Once again, I'll say it, an interesting way to end Raw. Raw started off really good, and then kind of tapered off into like, hey, this is what we usually do. So I'm still in the camp of let's just knock off that 3rd hour because it's not necessary. Because I mean we didn't need Baron Corbin to look strong over Sin Cara again. We didn't,
I think they're trying to put Corbin over as someone who's craftier than we give him credit for, kind of deal.
So like the way he took out Kalisto.
Yeah, he took out Kalisto in a sneaky sort of fashion. I almost feel it was like when Finlay first debuted, they gave Finlay this like crafty heel veteran gimmick where he would constantly do things that weren't the norm to get the advantage on his opponents, like trapping them in the ring skirt or weird things like that usually you don't see even the heels do. So I feel like that was that kind of a move by Corbin where he screwed with Sin Cara's mask in order to get the advantage on him.
Yeah. But yeah,
so I think they're trying to make him look clever.
There was some unnecessary stuff. There was a talk segments.
Yeah, Titus O'Neil was on the TV.
Who?
Unnecessary.
Oh yeah, unnecessary. Yeah, there's a lot of unnecessary stuff.
Yeah,
we didn't need all of the hey, look who's talking to who in the back. We didn't need that at all.
The one we forgot to mention, the Ascension had the best one. Because you actually
that was just before the Daniel Bryan Mick Foley.
Yeah, you actually got to hear what the Ascension... Like, a lot of them you didn't get to hear what anybody was saying, but you got to hear what the Ascension were saying, and they were talking about the perks of living in the Wasteland.
Yeah, all of the amenities that they have in the Wasteland.
Which the Wasteland seems like it's gotten better since last time I've been there.
You know what? Maybe the draft means we'll get a push for the Ascension.
Speaking of unnecessary...
Oh, God. Okay, we're gonna... What?
I feel bad for Heath Slater.
Yeah. Get well soon, Heath.
Unnecessary hit Heath Slater in the head too hard with something, and caused him a huge cut that goes around his eye that required 18 stitches.
I want to ask. I want someone to ask Heath Slater what happened to his face, and I want him to say Titus happened. Oh no! Does that mean he has hepatitis?
No.
No?
No.
You sure?
Unfortunately, that just plagues the WWE in general.
Oh, well, everyone's got that then. That's it for Monday Night Raw. That's it for the Raw review. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Click all the links down in the description because we got a ton of them. We got all of our social medias, which you get updates to videos, pictures on the Instagram. Check out the Man Crush Monday because it's Shinsuke Nakamura. Check that out. Also, if you don't want to watch the videos and you want to listen to us podcast style, our indie news, Raw reviews, Smackdown rundown, and midweek wrap up will be available in the link down below. But if you are watching the videos, you want to check out the playlist, because in the playlist you get extra videos.
Yeah, anything that's not the weekly reviews.
Yep.
So we got the predictions coming up for Battleground.
Yep, that'll be coming out this weekend, probably Friday, Saturday.
Before the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And that won't be on the podcast.
Nope.
And then for the duration of its time on the network, the Cruiserweight Classic review won't be a podcast thing. That's going to be because it is a special occasion, it's going to be a YouTube-only exclusive thing. Also,
this week, because it's 2 hours long, there's a good chance that the Lucha Underground review will be a video exclusive as well.
Yeah,
so,
it could be. It depends on, I think...
Depends on length.
Depends on how long or how interesting main event and or NXT end up being.
Yeah. So, thanks again for watching.
Check out our other channel real quick.
Yeah, check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans. Link down in the description.
More videos to come.
Yeah, we're getting videos up there. We got our Fantasy Warfare up there right now. We got our live reactions to TNA's Final Deletion.
And a rant from Thomas Wolfe.
Yes, and a rant from Thomas Wolfe. And we'll be moving more stuff up to that channel very, very soon. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck unnecessary.
Yeah.